I never imagined I'd be that guy, the one blindsided by betrayal. But I was. Married for 10 years, father to 2 boys, living in a modest house with a fenced yard and years of memories packed into every room. I thought we were happy. Not perfect. No marriage is, but solid. We had inside jokes, a shared Spotify playlist, Saturday movie nights with the kids, and a weekly tradition of homemade pizza. That was our life. Familiar, comfortable. Then, slowly, the distance started to show. She stopped laughing at my jokes, stopped waiting up for me when I came home late. Her phone never left her hand, and her passwords changed without a word. I chalked it up to stress. Her job was demanding, the kids were exhausting, and maybe I hadn't been as attentive as I should have been. I blamed myself. Until one afternoon, my youngest, 6 years old, honest in a way only kids can be, sat in my lap and said, "Mom's friend stayed over again last night. He snores loud." That crushed something inside me. When I asked her, she rolled her eyes, said it was just a coworker who got too drunk and needed a place to crash. What was I supposed to do? Let him drive home drunk? She said with indignation, as if I was the crazy one for asking. I wanted to believe her, I really did, but trust had already started to slip. A week later, I found her old iPad, forgotten and still logged into her messages. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. And there it was. Proof. Not one man, 3. One was a coworker, one was a guy she'd met online. The third, a neighbor. Someone who waved at me every Sunday like we were friends. The messages weren't just flirty. They were graphic, cruel, and cold. She complained about me, laughed about me, mocked my routines, my parenting, my body, said I was boring, predictable, safe. I felt like the world split open under me. When I confronted her, she didn't cry, she didn't beg. She blamed me. If you'd been more exciting, if you had paid attention to me, if you weren't always tired. I was stunned. Not just by the betrayal, but by how quickly I became the villain in her story. I packed a bag and left that night with the kids. We stayed at my sister's house. I didn't shout. I didn't retaliate. I just needed space to breathe, to think, to stop shaking. Then came the legal storm. She filed for custody the same week I filed for divorce. Claimed I was emotionally unstable, said I'd abandoned the family, painted herself as the hurt wife trying to hold things together. But I had the truth. Text logs, time-stamped messages, photos, even her own words. My lawyer said, this might not win you full custody, this is a no-fault state, but it will matter. And it did. Sort of. The judge gave us joint custody. She kept the house. I moved into a small apartment a few miles away. I saw the kids on weekends and every other holiday. It wasn't what I wanted, but it was something. Still, I was erased from parts of their lives. She introduced her new boyfriend, one of the 3, as a friend. He started showing up at school events, birthday parties. The kids were confused, torn. My youngest once called him Daddy by accident. That night, I cried in the car. But I didn't fight fire with fire. I didn't badmouth her. I didn't drag the kids into our war. Instead, I showed up. Every visit was intentional. I learned to braid hair, learned every dinosaur name, helped with homework. We built a fort in the living room that stayed up for 2 months. We laughed. We healed. One night, while watching an old Disney movie, my oldest whispered, "I know you didn't leave us, Dad. I remember everything." That one sentence, just 7 words, meant more than any court order. I kept documenting everything: missed exchanges, manipulative texts, therapy notes, things the kids said. A year later, I filed for a modification. Not full custody, but expanded time and parental alienation review. The judge didn't reverse everything, but she ordered co-parenting therapy, granted me full summer visitation, and mandated transparency in future partner introductions. That's not justice, but it's progress. Today, I still live in that same small apartment, but now it's filled with warmth. Their drawings are on the walls, their toothbrushes in the bathroom, their laughter echoing on weekends. Do I still feel pain? Yes. Regret? Absolutely. I stayed too long in a marriage that was already over. I ignored warning signs. I thought love would be enough. But I don't hate her. That poison isn't mine to hold. This isn't a story of revenge. It's a story of resilience, of being the parent who stays, not because the court demands it, but because your kids need one person who never disappears.